Hey, welcome back to the Debt Sucks podcast, where we untangle money stress with equal parts sarcasm and strategy. And we never tell you to stop feeding your family just to fund a 47-step budget. I'm your host, Ben Matthews, bankruptcy attorney, financial realist, and professional translator of WTF is going on with my money. Now, last week we unpacked paper or plastic. Not the grocery store question, but the emotional tug of war between cash and credit. We talked about how using cash can help you feel the sting of spending in a good way, and how swiping plastic can trick your brain into thinking you still got money when your bank account says otherwise. If you missed it, go back and check it out, especially if you've ever wondered why your credit card balance looks like it's been hitting the gym while your savings account needs CPR. But today, today we're diving into a different flavor of financial chaos. We're talking about the very real, very raw money stress facing the average family. Today's episode is I'm Not Crying, It's Just a Daycare Bill. Because, spoiler alert, you're not overreacting. The system really is stacked. The bills are high, the pay is and the expectations off the damn charts. If that's you or someone you love, buckle up. And if it's not, stick around anyway, because chances are you've either felt this stress, judged yourself for it, or passed someone in the hallway who's quietly drowning while smiling through it. Let's break it down. Childcare costs are basically another rent payment. Let's start with the big one, childcare. For a lot of families, daycare costs are on par with rent. Like, imagine paying $1,200 a month so someone else can wipe your kid's nose while you go to work to make $1,200. I've had clients who sat in my office in tears because they were literally losing money by working. But they couldn't afford not to work because, food, lights, the occasional therapy copay, just to stay sane. If you've ever asked yourself, am I working just to afford daycare? You are not alone, and you're not crazy. This is where the Debt Sucks plan says document it. Use the brutally honest money breakdown worksheet from debtsucks.info to line up the real numbers. Because until you see it on paper, the financial fog makes it feel like you're just bad at life. You're not. The math is just bad. No emergency fund equals constant anxiety. Now let's sprinkle in a little spice, aka the total lack of an emergency fund. Cars break down, kids need antibiotics not covered by insurance, your partner's job cuts hours, suddenly you're not living, you're bracing for impact. I call this living in pre-panic mode. You know something's going to go wrong. You just don't know what or when, and it keeps you up at 2 a.m. Googling how to win the lottery without buying a ticket. This is why we start the Shit Happens Fund, even if it's $10 a week. It's called your Shit Happens Fund because shit does happen. And when it does, you don't want to be pulling from the grocery money just to tow your car. Start small, but start. Your future self and your cortisol levels will thank you. The debt that never dies. Let's talk about the monster under the bed. Credit card debt. For many families, it starts with one emergency, then a slow creep, groceries on the card, that birthday party you couldn't skip, the electric bill when gas was $5 a gallon, and then poof, you're staring down a balance with 29.99% interest and wondering if you're ever going to get out. Here's the thing, you're not morally defective because you used a credit card. You're not lazy, stupid, or irresponsible. You're just human in a system that pushes easy credit but punishes the hell out of anyone who needs it. So we use the pile driver method from the Debt Sucks plan. You make minimums on all your cards while you build savings. And when your rock pile is big enough, bam, you knock one card out in full. Then you celebrate. Then you do it again. Because minimum payments are forever equals never free, and you deserve to be free. Will we ever own a home? Let's take a hard left into the existential dread lane, shall we? Homeownership. Remember that American dream thing? If you're looking at interest rates, down payments, and Zillow listings that read like Hunger Game tributes, you're not imagining it. It's rough out there. Buying a home used to be a milestone. Now it's a moon landing. Especially when your credit score got dinged because of late payments, which happened because you paid daycare instead of your credit card. It's a vicious cycle, but it's not permanent. Focus on the things you can control right now. Lower your debt. Build your Shit Happens Fund. Start tracking your money without shame. That's how we build a foundation so that when opportunity knocks, you're ready, not catching up. Guilt for not doing it all. Now, this one hits different because it's not just money, it's identity. I can't count how many times I've talked to someone, especially moms, who feel like they're failing because the numbers aren't adding up. Like they should be saving more, spending less, working harder, cooking organic, and doing toddler yoga at sunrise. Well, newsflash, the fact that you're even trying in this system is already amazing. You're keeping a human alive. You're navigating finances. You're showing up. Yes, we want to make progress, but shame and guilt are not motivational tools. They're financial quicksand. They suck you down. So let's drop the guilt and pick a game plan. You don't have to do it all. You just have to do the next right thing. Wait, student loans can be discharged now? Okay, quick detour. Because if you're staring down a mountain of student loan debt and thinking, great, Ben, but this one stuck with me forever, not so fast. There's been a quiet revolution happening that not enough people are talking about, and it has to do with student loans and bankruptcy. Are you ready for this? The Department of Education has new rules that actually make it possible, yes, possible, to discharge federal student loans through bankruptcy. Not a myth, not a unicorn, not a loophole where you have to fake your own death and start over in Costa Rica. It's based on what's called undue hardship. So let me break it down for you in plain English. You might qualify to wipe out some or even all of your student loan debt in bankruptcy if you can't maintain a minimal standard of living if you're forced to repay. Are you paycheck to paycheck with nothing left after bills, food, and gas? That's relevant. The court looks at your actual financial picture, not some fantasy budget where you stop eating and ride a unicorn to work. That hardship isn't going away anytime soon. So if someone's thinking, maybe she'll get a big promotion, the question is, are you likely to get that raise? Or is this struggle going to last most of the loan repayment period? In other words, they want to know if your situation is long-term. And the third one, you've made a good faith effort to repay. And you don't have to be perfect here, but have you made some payments? Have you tried an income-based plan like IBR, IDR, or repay? That shows the court you just didn't ignore the loans. You tried. And now here's where it gets interesting. Some people might get all of their loans wiped out. Others might get a partial discharge, meaning you only have to pay back a portion. Either way, that's a hell of a lot better than you're stuck with this forever. If you've ever heard someone say, you can't get rid of student loans in bankruptcy, that was the old world. The new rules, they're giving people hope. And if you've got federal loans and you're already looking at bankruptcy, this might change everything. Want to know if you qualify? Talk to a bankruptcy attorney who's actually keeping up with the stuff like, hello, it's me. And let's take a look. There's no shame in asking. The real shame, struggling alone when help exists.
Hey, let's get real for a sec. The Debt Sucks plan, it's awesome. It works. But not everyone has the time or the patience to chip away at their financial Mount Everest. Maybe you're drowning right now, like creditors calling your grandma, paycheck gone before it lands, sleepless nights count of drowning. Sound familiar? Listen, you don't have to white-knuckle your way through this alone. Instead of spending years battling debt $1 at a time, I've got you. Bankruptcy isn't a failure, it's a fresh start. And sometimes hitting reset is the smartest thing you can do. At my law firm here in South Carolina, we take the time to listen to your story and help you figure out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you. No pressure, no judgment, just straight answers and real solutions. And if you don't live in South Carolina, don't worry. I can connect you with a trusted attorney in your state. Wherever you are, help is closer than you think. So if you're ready to stop the stress and start fresh, visit debtsucks.info to share a little about your situation or call my office for a free consultation. Let's find your path forward together, because sometimes you don't need a plan, you need a damn lifeline. Let me be that lifeline.
All right, let's land this money plane. If you're dealing with any or all of these things, crippling child care costs, no emergency savings, soul-crushing debt, home ownership anxiety, or just straight-up guilt, you are not alone, and you are not doomed. This week's challenge: download the Brutally Honest Money Breakdown from debtsucks.info. Grab the Rock Pile worksheet and start with something. If you're in debt, read the pile driver method and pick your first target. And hey, if you're too tired to do it today, that's okay. Come back tomorrow. We're building a life, not a fantasy. Before we go, here's a listener DM we got. Ben, I'm working the Debt Sucks plan, but I feel like I'm behind. I can't save fast enough, and I'm scared I'm doing it wrong. Well, first, you're not doing it wrong. You're just doing it in real life, not on Instagram. Progress is messy. Slow is still forward. Every $10 in savings, every minimum payment made without panic, that's a win. If you ever feel like it's too slow, that's just your fear talking. Your job is to keep showing up anyway. All right, friends, if today hit home, do me a favor. Follow the podcast. Leave a review. Share this episode with someone who's tired of pretending they're fine when they're barely hanging on. Because adulting is hard. It's harder with debt. Let's make it suck a little less together.